It's opening drive.
Opening drive.
It's the opening drive.
It's smart, it's local, and it's a whole lot of fun. Real opinions, real laughs, and real connection to the Ozarks every single morning. From breaking down the biggest games to celebrating the best of the Ozarks, debating the poll question of the day, and reacting to your messages live. This is Sports Radio done differently. The opening drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
Good Monday morning. Monday. You can tell I'm virtually here today. Virtually. I got some stuff. I don't know if this is the headphones or whatever, but I'm cutting out a little bit. But that's fine. I think I'm okay now. Just can't move as much. Going to hunt to hold still. Just don't move today. The opening drive, Tom and Rob, Tom Ladd, Rob Rodgers, Tom at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN The Jock in Springfield, Mo, me at my country retreat. As I look outside, a couple of deer walking by, and I'm working out of the house here for a couple of days. So trying to give the kids a little sleep-in time. You know, when your wife works and has to be there at 7, and when I have to be at the studio at 7, you have to drag your kids with you sometimes at 7. And in the summertime, that has not gone over too well in our household. So I'm giving them a little sleep-in time before they have to start really getting ready for school and such, which they'll have to get up at that point anyway. But anyway, hope you guys are doing great. Tom, how you doing today?
Doing well. Can you hear me okay? Everything good from your country retreat?
The country retreat? Yep, everything's good out here. Good signal out here in Southern Christian County. Sometimes we wonder about that, but no, good signal today. Of course, I'm on Starlink. I don't have to go in and I don't have to go in and give my all my credentials to Zimmer to get kicked out and get kicked back on. Baby, I'm ready to roll day, right, start the show. No reboot, no nothing. My Starlink, that's amazing.
I noticed
Thank you, Elon Musk.
Yeah, I noticed you were on a little early today, so didn't get kicked off at the normal 5 till 7 o'clock, 5 till the show starts.
Our free internet we get, for literally, 5 minutes. We get some free internet. You get, taste the internet, get on there, get everything set up, hit the link, and then you didn't agree and continue to these terms and such. So that's kind of how it works, Hey, this is Bear Tracker Day. Bear Tracker Day 40. 40 days until kickoff. We go down to College Station and kick Texas A&M's tail and take their money. And that's 40 days from now. So looking forward to that. We'll have our Bear Tracker Day. And so we've got that going. And then we got a lot of other things going on too, Tom. You got the stuff there on Facebook Live, what's happening today.
We sure do. So obviously we'll have our poll question of the day coming up next segment. Bear Tracker, 40 days until kickoff. That'll be at about 7:40 this morning. Micaiah Brooks at 8 o'clock. She's going pro. Former Drury basketball standout. She started her college career at Memphis, transferred to Drury, had a couple good seasons there, was a assistant coach at Evangel last year, and has signed a pro basketball contract. So we'll talk it over with her at 8 o'clock this morning. And kind of just the opposite story with our 8:20 guest, Travis Vokolek, a Springfield Kickapoo standout athlete. He was with the Arizona Cardinals and injured his neck last season, Rob. So he has been forced to retire. So we got one just starting a pro career today and one that has ended his pro career. So we got different spectrums today. Travis Vokolek at 8:20 this morning, talk about his NFL career and what he's going to do next.
Wow.
He,
I think, and an end. Wow,
yes.
Tom, you couldn't have set that up any differently, could you? Wow.
No, perfect. So we will have both those athletes on today. See what Travis's future plans are. See where he is also residing, if he's back in Springfield now or if he stayed in Arizona. All that plus a lot of sports to talk about from the weekend. Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Former Cardinal, former Royal Carlos Beltran went in, as well as your favorite announcer, Joe Buck.
Joe Bach got in. Wow. That's right. He's my favorite announcer. He's one of my buddies. I was just jerking your chain last week. He's a good broadcaster. He really is. But, boy, it was fun to listen to Chef Tiny and I banter that about from the Royals days back in 14 and 15. And but no, he's deserved it. He's called a lot of big games in this country. But Carlos Beltran, I tell you what the guy who goes in as a New York Met, by the way, which kind of stinks, but he kind of did really well there. But the thing is, he played for a lot of good teams, Astros, Cardinals, Mets, Royals. He's one of those guys we had to get rid of, couldn't afford to pay him.
Right.
And back in the day. And I hope we're not getting back to that point either. I think as far as Royals fans are concerned, we got one of the best players on the earth, America's shortstop, and Bobby Witt Jr. Are we going to run into a problem here down the road? Now, I'm hoping that stadium will solve the problem. But more importantly for Bobby and for our franchise, for the Royals, it's more like, are we going to win? And they had a decent weekend split with the Tigers. They're all one-run games. They should have taken the other two as well. Should have swept, coming off a sweep with San Diego, sweep of San Francisco. But not a bad start to the second half for the Royals. They brought in Matt Strom last night when he brought his gas can of matches with him. The Arsonist is his new nickname, and almost blew it for us. But they rebounded. The Royals got the win last night. So. Yeah, so I'm hoping that with Beltran, we don't lose a generational player because of our stinginess. I just think that's if you're going to play the big boys game, and you got one of the best players ever to play on the planet, then you better pay the dude. I know we paid him early, but he's going to get paid again.
So the Hall of Fame inductees this weekend include Carlos Beltran. We talked about him. Jeff Kent, former San Francisco standout.
Jeff Kent, yeah.
Andrew Jones of Atlanta, center fielder there. You've got Joe Buck and Bill White going in as well, to name a few. So good class. Listen to this, Rob. Kind of a unique stat here. Jones and Beltran, they were born one day apart. They're the same age, 1 day apart. Jones was born April 23rd. Beltran, April 24th. So 1 day apart. Listen to this. Jones hit 434 home runs. Beltran, 435 home runs.
Good night. Wow.
1 day apart, one home run apart, and their mom's first name were the same. So,
no way.
Yeah, how about that for
some
oddities? Two guys going into the Hall of Fame on the same day, one home run apart, 1 day. They were born 1 day apart. And their mom's first names were the same.
Wow. We've found some really cool stats this year. We had the mid-seed, the Pirates. Remember that when they're 500 across the board on literally every single stat imaginable, win, loss, everyone. From the beginning of their franchise to the present to every breakdown home and away. That day, that was a pretty cool thing. That was one of the coolest stats I've ever seen. You got to admit and of course now it's all messed up, right? Because we've moved on from there, but golly, I don't know if that could ever happen again, but that's pretty neat. Beltran and Andrew Jones, two players I really love to watch play. Both of them they were Hall of Famers. You could just tell they were Hall of Famers when they were playing. It's one of those kinds, right? That guy, he's a Hall of Famer. You can tell he's going to be one, unless injuries getting away, but he's a Hall of Famer. And both of them were. So great stuff.
Yep. And
Jeff Kent surprised me a little bit, but not so much though. Jeff Kent was one of the best power hitting second basemen ever to play the game. And the guy just didn't make mistakes. They kind of called him kind of the robot out there. He just didn't make mistakes. He played the game clean, and it had no personality. I mean, he had zero personality, but he just played the game clean, played it well, hit for power, and just was a good baseball player. I mean, Jeff Kent, when you think Jeff Kent, I think rock solid second baseman, never makes a mistake, hits for power. I mean, that's who you think Jeff Kent is.
And he kind of grew up, idolizing Ryne Sandberg, which makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hit for more power than Ryne Sandberg did.
Yeah.
But he just, I don't know, just consistency was that's who he is. Consistent. So, yeah, I like Jeff Kent a lot. I mean, I've always liked him. I didn't really follow the Giants back in the day, but I kind of did when it had the Will Clark era and that kind of thing. They were kind of fun. They were a really fun team to watch there in the late 80s, early 90s.
You didn't watch Barry Bonds when he was there?
I did, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Had to try on a couple different hats.
Got to do what you got to do, Got to try on the bigger hat. Maybe that day he woke up with a – well, we always said that Barry Bonds had a big head anyway, full of himself, a big head. I didn't know it was literally a big head, but, that is what it is. All I know is there are these certain players in history that you'll stop what you're doing to go watch them bat, like in baseball. Barry Bonds was one of them. I mean, how far is he going to hit it into McCovey's Cove? Bobby Witt's another one. Bobby Witt comes around, we're going to watch him bat. Aaron Judge comes around, we're going to watch him bat. There's certain players that's what you do, especially in this modern day of I can watch a game and leave for a while and come back. I look at the lineup and I'll say, oh, Bobby's coming around, that type of thing. You stick around to watch those type of players.
Absolutely. I don't think, speaking of Barry Bonds, I don't think he and Kent were best friends, right? Jeff
No. Kent, I'm telling you, Kent may have been as bland, but I don't know what he was, but he was a mean player. He wasn't mean. He just didn't like people. He showed up, did his job, and went home. He didn't like the drama. I know that for sure. So that was just who he was. Got his job. So he didn't flatter everybody out there to get these votes. That's for sure. He was definitely not politicking to be in the Hall of Fame. He probably cared less, I suspect.
So Joe Buck's speech this weekend, you probably didn't watch it, right?
Did he mention Madison Bumgarner?
I don't think he mentioned him.
I want to thank my best friend, my buddy Madison Bumgarner, for helping me get this award.
No, he did not. I think he kind of took a lot of shots at himself, jokingly, of course, but talked a lot about his dad, his major influence on his career. Did talk about, he wouldn't have got the break early. I mean, he deserved it afterwards. He obviously worked into being a great announcer, but he wouldn't have got that job, when he got it back as a 19-year-old at Louisville, and he wouldn't have got the job as a 21-year-old with St. Louis. But he talked glowingly about his father and what an influence he was on his career. You can say what you want about how he got his job, but he kept it because he was pretty darn good.
Oh, no question. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's been on the biggest stage, called the biggest games. And as I said on, I think it was on Friday, that, him, maybe Thursday or Friday, but he, on his broadcast, on the football broadcast on Sunday, I look forward to him. I know it's a big game if Buck and Aikman are calling it. I mean, that's one of those things where it's a big game. So I enjoy listening to him call a game. He does tell a good story on it. It's really hard, and this, Tom, calling games on TV, right? Because they already see it. Okay. So you're just kind of adding a little, even if you're the play-by-play, you're adding a little color around it, even with the color guy next to you. And it's tough to describe a game on TV. It's completely different. Radio, we're describing every little nuance that happens on the play. But on TV, they already saw it. So you got to kind of add a little bit of flair, add a little bit of drama, that type of thing. He does a really good job. He does make every game dramatic. I will tell you that. He paints the picture like it's the clash of epic titans going. I mean, it could be Cowboys and Titans or something, Cowboys and Bengals on a Sunday afternoon. He's framing this whole game like this is the biggest game of the year. It could go sideways. They're both 3-8. I think he's able to paint those games that way. Of course, he never gets those 3-8 games. He gets the good ones.
Well, speaking of your beloved Kansas City, Rob, the NBA is looking at expansion, and in addition to Las Vegas and Seattle, teams that have already indicated they would like to have expansion teams, Kansas City and even St. Louis would love to be part of the discussion there. What say you about Kansas City getting an NBA expansion team?
Well, my thoughts, for someone who actually went to a Kansas City Kings game back in the day at Kemper Arena, I went, I think, to one or two games. I remember the one I went to. I thought I went to two, but I was pretty little. for someone, I've always thought that Kansas City should have an NBA team. I thought that them moving to Sacramento, the Kings, was kind of a backwoods type thing back in the day. Of course, that was back before the NBA became popular. Okay. The NBA was not popular when the Kings were in Kansas City. Granted, they had some great players over the years and those type of things, but it wasn't popular nationwide until Magic Johnson, Larry Bird revitalized the league in 1979-80, those years, in the early 80s. So I think if the Kings could have survived in Kansas City through the advent of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and then, of course, then after that, Michael Jordan, I think the Kings would have survived in Kansas City. Kansas City, again, a very supportive, as you know, Chiefs fans and Royals fans, very supportive of their teams. I think they would have survived if they got there a little bit longer, but the ownership at the time didn't have the money to support the team. So here comes Sacramento with their, at the time, billionaire owner at the time, or roughly almost billionaire owner, and they snatched him, and that's just kind of what it is. So can they get a team back? I think they're lower in a pecking order, honestly. Vegas and Seattle would get the first two teams. That's pretty much been established. That's another team, Seattle, the Supersonics, that should not have left Seattle. Of course, then they've done really well in Oklahoma City, right? Nobody thought they should be in Oklahoma City. If Oklahoma City has a team, Kansas City definitely should be in the running for a team. What I'm saying on the NBA is, and we've talked about this before, the salary cap and the parity in the NBA is unmatched. Where can a league where a team from Oklahoma City win your championship and be considered a dynasty? Or Indiana, the Pacers, same thing. San Antonio is not a big market at all. Where can these franchises thrive? They can, in the NBA, you can build a winning franchise in any market. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Here's the things I've heard. I've heard there might be franchise movement. May not necessarily be an expansion team. There might be movement. The Grizzlies are definitely on the. They've already moved from Vancouver once to Memphis. I don't know how that would happen. I know the ownership there is stressing. They're stressing right now to put out a quality team. So I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out.
Well, I can tell you St. Louis will not a snowball's chance that St. Louis gets it, thanks to our good buddy Stan Kroenke. He screwed over that city so bad that no other professional franchise will consider St. Louis for their home. So
unfortunately, no. You're right, Tom. He single-handedly just pointed out every flaw in St. Louis for reasons for leaving. Even though that rendering, you remember that rendering of that Riverside Stadium, that was gorgeous. Who was it? Peacock what's his name? Is it Peacock? Is that the guy name up there? Or what's the guy's name up there that headed up this? I don't know if it was the group to trying to get the team to stay, but he put out that rendering of that Riverside Stadium. That was amazing. And nope, sorry, we're leaving. He could basically play there for free, but he had no intentions to. He wanted to go back to LA. He wanted the Rams to be in LA, but the damage he did to St. Louis, just trashing them over and over and over. Oh, we got to leave because of these riots. We got to leave because of this, and all this stuff. You don't think LA doesn't have riots? I mean, that was the funniest part when he said, I remember that. Oh, there's a lot of tension here among the community. You're moving to LA. The city of tension. I mean, it's the funniest thing ever. But anyway, I don't think anybody's moving to St. Louis, unfortunately. Hey, but let me tell you what you got in St. Louis, though. You got the Cardinals, you got the Blues, staunch fan bases, and you got St. Louis, the soccer team, St. Louis FC. That's a good franchise, a gorgeous, gorgeous stadium they built. One of the best ones out there.
So a couple messages on Facebook. Roger Kirchner said you only need 1 or 2 stars to be successful in basketball.
100%. You're right. You have a good draft. You get a couple of guys, fill in the roster with some good. You got to remember how good these NBA players are. Your bench on the NBA, they are really, really good players. So you get a couple of stars, like you said there, Roger, and then you throw this the roster together. You could make a run. You bet.
And then our good friend Craig Stagner said, Jeff Kent, he quotes, "I fell off my truck and broke my wrist." Back in the day. Remember that?
Yeah. That's funny. It's a good one, Craig. I mean, Jeff Kent was just one of those acquired taste. That's I guess that's maybe that's why I was looking at an acquired taste.
Yes.
There you go. Hey, we got to take our first break of the show. We flew through that on a Monday. We got a lot of Monday morning mayhem coming up. Tom Ladd at the worldwide headquarters in Springfield, me at the Country Estate. We're just going to keep on rolling here after the break with our poll question of the day. You're listening to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play It Again Sports.
Play it again, sports! Mornings in the Ozarks just got louder. Sports debates, hot takes, local legends, and your voice in the mix. It's The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
When it comes to your next build or remodel, you need a team that shows up ready to win. In Springfield, that team is Edge Supply. From Blanco kitchen sinks to Delta faucets to freestanding bathtubs that steal the show, Edge Supply has the team, the experience, and the inventory to deliver. Contractor or do-it-yourselfer, no matter if it's a fixer-upper or a full custom build, Edge Supply is your home court advantage because Edge Supply plays to win. EdgeSupply.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, because now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, rock star. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Bill Dutton with Abacus. And I'm Abe. Bill, when people hear accounting firm, what do they usually think? Taxes, bookkeeping, basic compliance. That's not the full picture with Abacus. Not even close. At Abacus, accounting is just the foundation. We also provide CFO services, strategic business planning, controllership support, and even HR services. HR surprises people. Why would we offer that? Because your people and your numbers are connected. Hiring strategy, compliance, payroll structure, it all impacts profitability and growth. So instead of juggling multiple advisors, our clients get one coordinated team that understands their entire business. And that guidance helps our clients make smarter decisions. Schedule a time to meet with an Abacus professional today. Visit us at abacuspro.com or call 417-823-7171 to learn more.
Did you know you can listen to all your favorite ESPN The Jock programs live at 969thejock.com? The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, A Coach's Perspective with Jenny Hopkins, The High School Show, ESPNthejock.com.
We'd like to invite you to join us on The Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
The question is out, and the internet has opinions. We've put today's hottest sports topic up on X, and now it's time to see where you stand. The Sports Poll Question of the Day on The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
The Sports Poll Question of the Day on The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
All right, back on The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play It Again Sports, located at Fremont Shopping Center. Be sure you head down there on these nice days and get what you need, especially in the form of golf clubs, sport, they got their fall stuff coming in. They got a lot of variety in shoes, athletic shoes. You can get in there. And again, ball caps. You said that the other day, too. They got ball caps in there, too. So they've got everything you need to Play It Again Sports, located in Fremont Shopping Center. Sal will be opening up down there in about 35 minutes, and you'll need to head in there. It's going to be a nice week. Get out there and enjoy it with some new sporting goods or trade in your old. Get some new. Play It Again Sports, located in Fremont Shopping Center. Poll question today here, Thomas. We got what do we got going here today?
Let's throw out that you can check it out on X or Twitter at the 96.9 The Jock handle. So we do this each and every day right here at about 7:20. We put a poll question up. and you just go peruse the 96.9 The Jock handle and cast your vote. Today's question: which pitcher would you rather have on your team right now? Major League Baseball pitcher would you rather have on your team right now, Rob Rodgers? Jacob Mizorowski, Paul Skeens, or Tariq Skubal?
Ooh.
Who would you rather have throwing for the Kansas City Royals today?
I will take – no, this is an easy answer. Lance McCullers Jr. That's who I'll take.
Going to the Brew Crew.
He got released. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They DFA'd him. Of course, the Royals aren't going to put a claim in on because we're not that smart. I mean, seriously, we're not going to have to pay hardly anything for him. But anyway, that's going to be one of my Royals highlights today. But anyway, of those three, Jacob Mizorowski, Paul Skeens, and Tariq Skubal. Here's my thing. Skubal looked really good this weekend, by the way.
And so did Mizorowski.
And Mizorowski did too. Skubal against the Royals, he struck out, I think, 12. The Royals hung with them. I mean, that's the thing. It's unfortunate. If Noah Cameron would have started, we'd have probably won the game because they got all their runs in the first inning off the opener Beck Way, which sounds like a way to get off the interstate. But, right now, I don't know. That's a great question.
I only come up with great questions, despite what 47 says there, Rob.
Despite, yeah, it's not, that's, man, I'm going to go Mizorowski. Yeah, I got to go with him right now. I mean, just right now. But here's the thing. If he's already, let's say it's a draft, okay? Let's say we're doing a fancy pitcher draft, and those are the selections. I'm not feeling bad with any of those three picks. Any of them.
Right.
All right, fine. I'll take Skubal. Fine, I'll take Schemes.
Maybe
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe you look at the age, don't you? I mean, you say who's younger? You either look at the age or you look at who's already had arm surgery.
Yes.
You take the guy who's already had arm surgery because all of them are going to have it at one point.
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, who's had the arm surgery? That's pretty bad when that's who you're picking, but any of those three, wow, that's a good group of three pitchers right there.
Well,
they would love to have them.
Miz this weekend broke another Milwaukee strikeout record. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
He struck out the first 7 batters he faced in the game. Ended up, they've got him on kind of a pitch count. He only threw 85 pitches. So he's, because of the season, they're kind of keeping an eye on him. So he only threw 85 pitches, struck out, I believe, 11 in the game, but struck out the first 7. Wow. I think the major league record is 9 straight to start a game.
Wow.
And he struck out 7.
That's crazy. But here's the thing, like you just mentioned, pitch counts with him. How many times have we seen these number ones? They get through an entire regular season, then they get to the playoffs, and they're on gas. They're literally on fumes, right? So you look at the Brewers; they're up 7 games now on the Cubs. 7. They've won 2. Cubs just lost this weekend, so they're up 7 full games. They're really in control, and they're the second best record in the National League right now. They're just on cruise control, and I'm 100% just pitch count them. Why not? Why you don't? If you think about it, you think if you got a good bullpen, which I know they're going to bolster their bullpen, Milwaukee will before they go into the playoffs. If you look at them, if they bolster that, he only needs to give them 6-7 innings. He's good. I mean, they only need to get to the bullpen. They don't need to extend him. Then when they get in the playoffs, then he can run roughshod over the playoffs. Smart move by the Brewers. Just goes to prove how good smart front office they have.
Absolutely. So there's that. And we also had a poll on Friday. I want to give you the results on Fridays. Nolan Gorman's time with the Cardinals appears to be nearing the end. What should St. Louis do with the third baseman? The options were trade him now, give him one more chance, keep him on the bench as a extra bat, or DFA him. Number one response, Rob, trade him now at 75%.
Yeah. You got to trade him now. You got to get something for him. Get some prospects, especially with the CBA coming up. You don't know what's going to happen. You got to trade him now. Get something in return. Get those minor league players locked in for the future. And then it's just more trade chips for Bloom to go out and get more players. He might be able to flip Gorman, get some trade chips, and trade the trade chips he gets for a reliever. There's a lot. He could be like effectively a three-way trade there. So I would trade him. I don't think he's still fresh on everybody's mind how good he can be. You don't want to be languishing down there and then they're like, well, never mind, he's not very good. Then you have to DFA him. Of course, the Royals DFA'd what's his name, Misner, is that right? Cameron. They DFA'd him, and then they actually got some cash out of Philadelphia for him this past weekend. Do you have that on your notes? I don't know if you had that on your notes or not. That's a great trade for the Royals. They got cash. I don't even know what they're doing.
Always
Good
need
night.
cash. There's no doubt about that.
I don't even understand what they're doing. But, because that kid produced when he came up. I don't understand when kids come up and produce for the Royals. We're like, I don't know if he's going to fit our long-term plan. Let's get some cash for him. Not even players, cash.
Yeah, sometimes they're just out of options. There's nothing they can do but get rid of a guy. A guy that I know St. Louis is not going to get rid of is Joshua Baez. Hit his 31st home run for Memphis this weekend. 31st home run. He's number 2 in all of minor league baseball with 31 home runs. And then not only that, I mentioned this last week. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Quinn Matthews. Quinn Matthews, the lefty, 10 strikeouts. His last 10 starts for Memphis, 1.59 ERA. He leads the minor leagues right now with 111 strikeouts.
Whoa. He's mowing people. Wow.
Won't be long.
I think, he'll definitely get a September call up. That's 100%. But this is going to be, they hope there's no injuries on the Cardinals staff, that he has to come up sooner, actually. I mean, but, if he can come in and do the job, bring him up. I'm looking, Tom, at these MLB standings and kind of where everybody is. Cardinals still sitting 13 games out now, 53 and 52. They're hanging around, but they're losing ground. The Pirates are just above them at 54 and 52. That's basically a half game difference there. But the difference is, this is a key stat I was looking at. The Pittsburgh Pirates have a plus 40 run differential. Plus 40. I'm like, that's interesting. Pittsburgh has a plus run differential. When's the last time the Pirates have a plus run differential? The Cardinals are at -1. -1. And I'm telling you, a lot of times that's kind of the indicator of how good you are. Are you scoring runs more than your opponents in the long term? And but this year, there's more negatives than positives in Major League Baseball. And the positives are so much bigger. Like LA's up plus 155, Milwaukee 142 to the positive. Those are the two big ones. And then the American League, very minimal. The biggest one in the American League is plus 84, the Yankees. Next is plus 46 for the White Sox and the Red Sox. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the American League have a plus run differential. That's interesting. This shows that shows strength of league. But then you look at the National League, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the National League. So that's really a telling tale about your team. You might, the Royals are -96, but that's not the worst in the league. There's several that are down there.
I have a theory on that, Rob.
125. What's that?
I have a theory on that. So back in the day, get off my lawn. Back in the day, when pitchers used to throw complete games, you remember that? It's been a long time.
First I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, we'll explain what a complete game is, because we never see those anymore.
I know.
But back in the day, you didn't have these relievers coming out. Now it's like throwing. It's like craps. You don't know what you're going to get with these relievers.
Yep.
Sometimes they're very good, and sometimes they're just, as you say, what is Strom again? He was an arsonist.
Yes. Gosh.
That's how
Gas
relievers
can
are. You don't know from game to game what these guys are going to bring to the mix. That's why these teams, you bring in a guy from the bullpen. He's not a starter, so he's obviously not that good. He throws hard, but everybody throws hard anymore. That's not a big deal anymore. But these guys just, they just hand you home runs off. It's their gifts.
Yes.
So these relievers are not doing their job, or they're not as good as the starters, and they're giving up runs right and left to these guys.
Well, that's, a reliever. Remember they instituted that back in the 80s. The fireman of the year is the top closer or the top reliever in the game, right? The fireman. That's why I call some relievers arsonists, because they're not firemen. They don't put out the fire. They don't quench the fire. They light the fire up and keep it and lose a ball game for you. And you're right. You don't know. That's a good analogy, Tom. You don't know what you get when they come out of the pen that day. Because I look at Matt Strom, what he's done in his career, he's been very effective out of the pen. Well, when we got Matt Strom, I'm like, dude, there we go. There's our bridge to a closer, to Estevez there at the end. There's our bridge. But it turns out that Estevez can't even throw a ball now. And Matt Strom is like, I just don't have it. And it's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate, because you don't know what you got from year to year. That's what made the Royals pen back when they won the World Series back in the day so amazing. The starters, all you had to do is get 6 innings. Get us to the 6th. If you get to the 5th, we got a guy for that too. Hochevar come in and get the bridge there and get us to the end. Get us to Holland to the end, or Wade Davis at the end in that World Series year. That was their goal. And once I'm telling you, we had Ned Yost on, he had utmost confidence.
Yeah.
He got to Kelvin Herrera, the game was over. I mean, that it's just, they were locked in and loaded every time. But I think in today's game, there's so many different lefty-righty matchups and blah, blah, blah. And let's bring this guy in this situation. Nobody goes in and says, this is our setup. This is our setup, or 7th setup, 8th setup, and closer. Nobody does that anymore. They go, let's hope for the best and get to Riley O'Brien at the end, right? Let's hope for the best and get to our closer. The teams are successful, have a plan at the back end of their bullpen. And I have not seen that really since the Royals. I mean, maybe there's been others I've not paid attention to so closely. And if you guys, listeners out there, know, you can share that on some of these good teams. But the Dodgers have so many good arms at the back. You just never even think about it.
Yeah, the teams with the money can afford the really good relief pitchers, where the rest of the teams have the arsonist coming out of the bullpen, because you can't afford the $20 million setup guy like the Dodgers and the Yankees can. I'd like to know, I probably ought to do a little research on this, how many pitchers teams would carry back in the era when the starters all went and pitched a complete game. Because now I think they got 12 pitchers
at least,
usually.
Yeah.
I mean, half your team almost are pitchers, and that's why you can barely get a utility guy. Like, we think we got a third catcher just in case. Could be the utility guy. But now you carry so many arms because you have to. You've got 6 guys throwing every game in Major League Baseball.
And Tom, I know we got to take a break here, and we'll go to our next segment, but this is the interesting thing here. How many times have you heard just this year, it's a bullpen game? How many times have you heard that? It's like a common phrase now. We're doing a bullpen game, or we're doing an opener, or whatever. What is that from a baseball purist standpoint? We're doing a bullpen game today. Like you're surrendering this game today because you're going to fight another day, or that type of thing. I don't get the bullpen game. That boggles my mind. It used to be, you brought up a guy from Omaha, you brought up a guy from Memphis. He's your starter that day. Give him a look. That time they pretty much send him back at the end of the game or what have you. He's filling in that. And maybe Major League Baseball needs to do that, where they do a starter's exemption or something, call up. So we're not doing these bullpen games. Bullpen games are awful. I mean, every one of them. That one bullpen game, the Royals lost 20-something to whatever it was. Remember that? I mean, and then the last bullpen game, they gave up 19 runs. Bullpen games, when you got Tolbert coming in at the end of the game, throwing his 46-mile-an-hour eephus pitch, nobody likes that. So maybe Major League Baseball needs to institute a starting pitcher call-up rule where you can bring up a starter that doesn't affect his options or something like that. Maybe that would be a solution.
Or on the bullpen day, instead of, playing baseball, let's just play softball that day.
Might as well play slow pitch that day, because that's basically what you're doing when you got Tolbert coming in throwing 46 miles an hour. Hey, we got to take a break. We'll take a break on the show. Do we have a guest coming up next, Tom?
Bear Tracker Day 40 coming up next.
Bear Tracker Day 40 coming up next right here on the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play It Again Sports.
Want to hear ESPN The Jock without lifting a finger? Just say play ESPN on Jock on TuneIn to your smart speaker and take the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, local sports, and your favorite shows anywhere in the house. ESPN The Jock, always on, always entertaining.
When you start spending money on your marketing, making mistakes is not something you want to do. So Roy Williams, author of the best-selling books The Wizard of Ads and Secret Formulas of the Wizard of Ads, presents the 10 most common mistakes in marketing. Number 7, believing that old media no longer works. Sure, back in the 20s, people thought a website was a place where a bunch of spiders hung out. Nowadays, you must have a solid online presence and a sharp website. But that's not all. If you want to see a jump in your online marketing efforts, start advertising on radio and television. On air and online work hand in hand. Push your website in your radio and TV ads, and the traffic on your website will show a massive increase. And you can't credit all of the success to your online efforts alone. In fact, you'll want to attribute most of that success to mass media. For more on the 10 most common mistakes in marketing, visit ZimmerCommunications.com, your marketing resource in Southwest Missouri.
Summer road trip season is here, and before you load up the family and hit the highway, stop by C&C Automotive. Right now, get a free oil and filter change with any brake job. It's a great way to make sure your vehicle is ready for all those summer miles ahead. And the summer heat, too. Take advantage of C&C Automotive's summer special and save 25% on a complete AC system check and service. That's a free oil and filter change with your brake job, plus 25% off AC service. Call C&C Automotive today and get summer ready.
Did that last hailstorm sideline your ride? Don't let hail win. Put Frontline Auto Hail on your team. They're the only shop where you pay zero deductible, and they'll handle your insurance claim from start to finish with all insurance carriers. Worried about your rates? Hail claims typically don't increase your insurance premiums. While other shops keep you on the bench, Frontline gets repairs started immediately, helping you get back on the road faster. Schedule your free inspection today at frontlineautohail.com. That's frontlineautohail.com.
Culinary history with Retro Metro. Long before surf and turf gained its catchy nickname, people were already pairing the best of land and sea on special occasions. Retro Metro celebrates that tradition with their Jeremy and Julia Surf and Turf, a 6 or 10 ounce filet served over Cajun cream pappardelle pasta, topped with 3 grilled shrimp and a house-made crab cake, finished with fresh béarnaise. Experience the all-new dinner menu at Retro Metro.
I'm Chef Tiny, inviting you to Retro Metro for some giant flavors. Your table is waiting.
Your takes, your teams, your town. From hot stove baseball to big deal or not a big deal. Mornings belong to the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock. Don't just listen, be part of it.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app. We're getting you ready for the 26th Missouri State Bears football season with our daily Bear Tracker. Find out what Casey Woods thinks, who the new players are, and what the schedule presents.
All right, Bear Tracker. Oh, yes. Love the music. Love the music. The fight song, Missouri State. We're there. It's coming. I mean, summer is hot right now, but we will have the cool, crisp fall weather coming in 40 days. We open up at Texas A&M down in College Station. So looking forward to that, Tom.
Rob, we started this 10 days ago. Seems like yesterday, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
10 days ago. We started it on day 50. Of course, there was a weekend, a couple weekends there.
Couple weekends there help us out a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
not doing Bear Tracker on a weekend. We don't get paid for that, Tom.
No. Well, I'm here. I do it. Nobody's really listening. I come in every day, Saturday and Sunday, and do the Bear Tracker just so people don't miss anything.
Bear Tracker 41 yesterday. Nobody saw that one.
Well, I was here. Maybe somebody saw it. If you saw it, send us a note. Happen to see or hear the Bear Tracker 41. Hey, here's some items. Number one, I've got a few of them here. Sneaker Soiree is this Saturday, and we will have Paige Grissom on Wednesday to talk about that, Rob. Sneaker Soiree, big athletic auction going to take place at Great Southern Bank Arena. So that is coming up this Saturday. Football, football coaches will be there. We will see Casey Woods, and he'll be able to kiss babies, shake hands, that kind of stuff.
Shake babies, kiss hands.
Let's not get into that.
All right,
we don't want any police showing up at the soiree.
Oh my gosh, Tom, did you see that they're going to do that teen takeover in town this week out the mall? Did you see that little news story?
Yes.
It was like a mistake or whatever. We didn't mean to do it. No, like, dude, don't say teen takeover anywhere. So I went to the mall, and there's like literally 7 cop cars out there.
Oh, wow.
Like, what's going on? Well, I don't mind. I'm going to the food court to get some dinner. Like whatever. Might be something happening here. That was what they were there for. I couldn't figure that out. So
I was worried if I showed up, they would think I was one of the teenagers.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem.
So
I can see where they'd make that mistake.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, couple things, Rob. They are starting or have started already on the first phase of the big McDonald Arena. Big change. They're redoing McDonald Arena, putting in a locker room, putting in a weight room, an athletic training center. And they're starting this. So they got, I think, from what I heard, $5.5 million of the $8 million raised for this big project at McDonald Arena. They're also part of the first phase of this is reconnecting that tunnel to the field.
Yes.
So that's going to be the first phase of this.
That's going to be great.
So they're working on that now. An $8 million project. I think another $1.5 million or so going to architectural services for this, but all private funds. They got to do obviously all the grunt work too, the plumbing, the HVAC, electrical, that kind of stuff, audio, visual. But the first floor right now, the first phase will be the first floor, and the east wing of the McDonald Arena will be a locker room for the football team. Okay. And there's Rob, look that up online. There's renderings, artist renderings of the locker room, which will be really nice on the first floor. They will have an athletic training center there. They're going to have a weight room there. So this is really going to be a neat facility once it's done. And I think they say by next football season, they'll have the first phase of this done. So take about a year to get it ready to go. But how cool is that? Still not an indoor, but they'll have weight room. They'll have place for the medical staff and laundry and stuff like that. But a really nice locker room for the football team.
Well, the main thing is that locker room. If they can take what is an iconic structure on Missouri State's campus, one they really can't tear down, right? Isn't that a National Historical Site or something like that?
Yes.
But they can do the renovations. They just can't tear down anything. They can renovate the inside all they want through that little registry thing. But they can take that and turn that into a first-class, state-of-the-art locker room and medical center there, athletic training center. With all the bells and whistles, the film rooms, all that kind of stuff. If they can do that to that facility right there adjacent to Plaster, that is outstanding. Now, we've all talked about the indoor practice facility type thing. We've all talked, we got to have an indoor practice facility. Tom, I've actually come off that a little bit. And here's the reason being. Plaster itself, great turf field. You can practice on it. But how many games actually are you going to play out inside? None. You're not going to play any games inside. And so if you're talking about the harshest time of year, late season is when you would need that, right? Late season. That's not a thing, right? That's not a thing unless you've got some harsh weather. they have plaster there to practice on. If they have their locker room facility and game film, all their bells and whistles right there, you can connect through a tunnel right there next to you. That is pretty cool. So I don't know. I was just thinking about that the other day, how, we have to have an indoor facility, blah, 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 blah. That would be awesome. It really would be. But it's not a make or break thing short term. If you can I think the bells and whistles and the things you're talking about on McDonald Arena, that is actually first priority. And then you can expand into other stuff with your other sports and the indoor later. I think it has to be something other than football, I think, in there. And I think they would. I mean, but see, baseball's got the Bill Rowe facility down at the stadium, and their offices are down there.
And softball uses that too.
And softball's down there too.
Yeah.
So they're both down there, right? They both use that. So on campus, you got football. You got track, women's track, I guess, there, indoor on campus. I'm just trying to think what you would have indoor in the wintertime. Soccer, I guess. Kicking the ball around a little bit. I don't know. So you gotta weigh the cost with the return on investment, the ROI. And so I think doing McDonald Arena up nice solves the immediate problem. I think if you can take him to a state-of-the-art historic building and you look outside, it looks good on the outside. McDonald looks great. So you go inside and you go, whoa, look at this place. That is a wow factor. They got to have a wow factor, I think. Then you take them out to the tunnel of the stadium, and that's pretty cool.
They will have a FBS type locker room in there.
Yes.
And then the weight room is going to be expanded. The old basketball floor is going to be made into the weight room.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and then they'll have the locker room's going to be beautiful. The tunnel is going to connect the facility to the football field where the team will come out.
Yep. Like
it used to. That was a big deal back in the day. But Rob, as far as the indoor right now, and we were doing the Ozarks Prep football preview magazine the other day, the interviews at Rodgersville. The Bears will practice if needed. They'll practice at Rodgersville in their indoor and at Nixa in their indoor. So there's a couple places right now where they can go and practice, and they don't, obviously that's not going to interrupt the high school teams because they'll play, they'll practice, use the facility in the afternoon.
Yes.
So the Bears could get in there in the morning and do their work and then travel back to Springfield and go to school and classes and that kind of thing. So,
and again, how many times did the Bears use it last year? Not a ton, right? They did a little bit in December in prep for the bowl, right? When it got really stifling cold outside. And they were playing indoors. Remember, they're playing indoors down at Frisco. So it's one of those things, let's go indoors and see how this works. And you know what I'm saying? They're not. But I think the FBS level locker room, the all the bells and whistles you have with the video, the weight room is much, much more important for this program near term. So kudos to Missouri State for doing this and having that foresight to do that. We got a great president over there. Biff is doing a great job.
Yep. And all the money's been raised. It's all private money.
Private. Yep.
So I think 5.5 of the 8 million so far has been raised for that entire project over there. And the first phase of it is to get the weight room, the locker room, the athletic training facility. And then, they've got some area, I guess, laundry and stuff like that. They need
all your ancillary things you kind of need. Nice job, Bear boosters out there. Bears fun, folks. That's what we have to do. Let's solve the immediate problem. And get that going, and then we'll expand into other things as needed. Good job.
Little schedule issue here, Rob. A couple of years ago, they announced that the Bears next season would be playing at Auburn. Yes. Auburn bought out that game, so not playing Auburn next year. But
Auburn doesn't want a piece of us, do they? Man, look at that.
Well, how about this? They exchange Auburn for Mississippi State.
Well, next victim.
Same conference, SEC.
Next victim. Look at that. Auburn says, we don't want those Bears coming in here. Look at that, buying us out. Man, I'm going to make that a big story, buying us out. Come on. Don't want a piece of us. Don't want a piece of Casey Woods, do you? Nope. Mississippi State goes, we'll take a chance on those Bears. Mississippi State. Starkville, that's a tough place to play. I don't care how good they are. They can be 2-10 on the season. That's a tough place to play. One year back in the day, they beat Ole Miss. That's back when they weren't very good. Both of them weren't very good. That place is fiery. Oh, man.
Who would you rather play, Auburn or Mississippi State? Or is it about the same?
Who would I rather play? Auburn.
Auburn?
Just because the name stature of the university, I would rather play Auburn. If you're going to go down and take a check from someone and play someone, I want to be a big name. Okay.
So you'd rather play the better team than
absolutely. 100%.
Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So like Texas A&M, that's awesome. That's USC last year, awesome. Those, if you're going to take money from people, we want to take money from the best. Okay, because nobody thinks you're going to win these games, right? Nobody thinks you're going to win these games. So you have nothing to lose. The stature of playing somebody like that is a pretty cool deal. Yeah. Auburn ducking us. It's funny.
Hey,
all right. Hey.
Yep.
I hear the music. Are we there?
Yes, we are.
Just like that, 1 hour on Monday, we're done. Hey, you like my library? I'm showing my country estate today. You like the library?
Very nice. Yeah. Rich mahogany wood back there.
That's why I look at every day. All right, back at top of the hour, we got a bunch of stuff coming up on the opening drive. Tom Robin, ESPN The Jock.
Springfield weather on The Jock.
Happy Monday. It's a hot and sticky start to the morning in the 70s and 80s. On our way to the upper 90s and low 100s. 98 degrees today in Springfield. Sunny skies and a southwest breeze. Humidity will make it feel like around 115 in some spots today. Be careful working out in the heat. Another hot day on Tuesday in the middle 90s. For Ozarks First, I'm meteorologist Tom Schmidt.
The leaves aren't the only thing that can get brighter in the fall. 'Tis the season to play under the lights. At Play It Again Sports, football and soccer players reload every year with lots of new and gently used gear. From shoulder pads, helmets, mouthpieces, gloves, and footballs to soccer shoes, shin guards, shorts, and jerseys. If you play a fall sport, it's more than likely we'll see you soon at Play It Again Sports. When you trade in, you win. Play It Again Sports in the Fremont Shopping Center.
For America's 250th anniversary, Highland Dairy is honoring the values that built this country: service, sacrifice, and community. We're proud to partner with Folds of Honor to commit a $250,000 donation to help provide life-changing academic scholarships to families of America's fallen or disabled military and first responders. It's Highland's way of giving back to those who have given so much. Learn more at highlanddairy.com. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Your red, white, and ride code this hour is RANCH. Enter now at 969thejock.com or on the Jock app. This is KBFL Springfield, K245CA Springfield.
Springfield's Total Sports Station, ESPN The Jock, with this local sports center update with Don Luzader.
Springfield Cardinals' Zach Levinson going deep 3 times, including a grand slam to lead the Cardinals to a 9-3 win over the Northwest Arkansas Naturals to wrap up that series Sunday down in Springdale, Arkansas. The win secured a series victory for Springfield, who won the final 4 games of the series to finish the week 4-2. The grand slam was the 9th of the season for the Cardinals, setting a new franchise mark for grand slams in a single season. Springfield back home to take on the Wichita Wind Surge, 7:05 Tuesday night at Route 66 Stadium. Chiefs training camp getting underway this week. It begins on Wednesday at Missouri Western State University in St. Joseph. The Chiefs scheduled to play 3 preseason games against the LA Rams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Seattle Seahawks. I'm Don Luzader on the Jock.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Highland Dairy.
Springfield weather on the Jock.
Happy Monday. It's a hot and sticky start to the morning in the 70s and 80s. On our way to the upper 90s and low 100s. 98 degrees today in Springfield. Sunny skies and a southwest breeze. Humidity will make it feel like around 115 in some spots today. Be careful working out in the heat. Another hot day on Tuesday in the middle 90s. For Ozarks First, I'm meteorologist Tom Schmidt.
This is Rob Rodgers, the co-host of The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock. Can you smell it now? The hot dogs, the green grass on the field. It must be baseball season. And where can you find the best baseball coverage in the Ozarks? Right here on ESPN The Jock.
We thought about creating a ShopOzarks.com mascot, something obnoxiously cute. Then somebody suggested a giant walking coupon, and honestly, that felt just obnoxious. So yeah, we'll skip the mascot. Instead, we'll keep doing what actually works. Helping you save big at local restaurants, automotive shops, health and fitness, entertainment, and more. No cute mascots required. Just real local savings at ShopOzarks.com.
Did you know you can listen to all your favorite ESPN The Jock programs live at 969thejock.com? The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, A Coach's Perspective with Jenny Hopkins, The High School Show, ESPNthejock.com.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Opening Drive. It's Opening Drive.
Opening Drive. It's the Opening Drive.
It's smart, it's local, and it's a whole lot of fun. Real opinions, real laughs, and real connection to the Ozarks every single morning. From breaking down the biggest games to celebrating the best of the Ozarks, debating the poll question of the day, and reacting to your messages live. This is sports radio done differently. The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
All right, hour number 2 of the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on a Monday morning, July 27. Going to be a hot one if you heard Tom Schmidt tell you that. Hot, hot, hot today. Could be heat index up to 115, so be careful. You guys out there listening to us on the job site today, hey, drink lots of water. I want to tell you, you're out there. I'm sitting here at the country estate, so you do what you got to do. Make sure you're taking care of yourself out there. We got a great hour coming up here on Monday, a Monday Morning Mayhem, and some great guests coming up as well, Tom.
We do indeed. Matter of fact, we're going to kick it off with a brand new professional athlete from the area, Mikailya Brooks, who played her high school basketball at Central in Springfield, went to Memphis for a couple of seasons, and then finished her college career at Drury. Got into coaching and has announced that she's going to play overseas. Mikailya, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Congratulations on this big decision. Tell us a little bit about this, how it all developed.
So when I joined the coaching staff with Maddie Wallace, she told us in July that she was doing a Eurobasket tour and asked if I wanted to play. And at first I wanted to just play for fun, play for her one last time because I played for her at Central. And then as I started training, I was thinking maybe I actually wanted to look into playing overseas professionally. And then I went there, had a good 4 games. And then about a week later, I found out that a team was interested in me. And then a week after that, I signed my contract.
Very cool. So tell us about the team and the area that you're going to.
Yeah, so the team was 19-3. It's in a beach town at the very bottom of Portugal. Our tour was more Lisbon and Porto, so I was in the north. So I get to experience the south of Portugal. I believe it's pronounced Nacio. But yeah, super good team. There's another American on there. We've talked a little bit. She's super helpful in this process. But I'm pretty excited.
You know, going down to a beach town in southern Portugal, that doesn't stink at all, does it?
Not at all.
So how is the basketball? How would you consider the basketball there?
It's similar to college, the speed of the game. It's way more physical, and then there's a little bit of a difference in rules. They call the game a little differently. Like I said, it's way more physical than any basketball I've played, but it makes it a little more fast-paced because they don't blow the whistle as much. So they run more of like on-ball screens. It's really, really fundamental more than like one-on-one. There's a lot of screens happening. So it's a little different. It's pretty similar. I would say the physicality is probably the biggest difference.
So where do they slot you as far as a position? Which position would you be playing for them?
I'm primarily a shooting guard, but I would play 1 through 3.
So any one of those positions, huh?
Yes.
Probably like that. They probably like your versatility as far as a player to be able to do that, play any one of the 3 guard positions.
Yeah, I think it gives me a good opportunity to stay on the floor longer.
Do you have a goal for yourself on how long you'd like to play professional basketball?
I haven't set like a number goal. I just kind of want to see how this first season goes. Hopefully it goes well and I get re-signed. And then as long as they'll have me over there, I'd love to stay.
Okay, how long is the season over in Portugal? What's the typical length?
It's almost the same as a regular college season. I will get there in September, and then my season ends late April, so it's a little longer, but it's pretty similar.
But you don't play as many games, it seems like.
No, from what I understand, you play once a week, and you have kind of a little team camp preseason that you do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I thought that was interesting because I remember when we talked to Kyle Weems and some others, some folks we know that played overseas, you don't play the rigorous schedule that you even would do in a college season. It's much more kind of an event on the weekends, kind of how they treat it.
Yeah, and we don't practice every day, so it's a nice break on the physicalness on my body, so I feel like I can recover a little bit better. College, you kind of have to recover as quickly as you can, and this kind of gives all of us a chance to be at our best every single game.
So when do you leave? When does the season start?
I leave September 1st. I think we do a few weeks of preseason, and it starts in October, I believe.
And how long will the season last? What's the end date then?
I leave April 30th.
So that's a long season, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It sounds super long, but I know it'll go by quickly.
Yeah. So do you get like you're able to come home for Christmas and all that kind of stuff? They take time off during that time? Do they have breaks?
I think we do take a break. I don't know if I'll be coming home for Christmas this year, but I do believe we get some type of break during that time.
All right. Cool.
So, Mikailya, tell us, you obviously started off your college career at Memphis and then made the move to Drury. Tell us about that decision.
Yeah, I got in the transfer portal after I played at Memphis for 2 years, and Coach Bailey's coaching staff was at Quincy at the time. So I was getting reached out from them, Tennessee Tech, Troy, a few other schools, and eventually Drury had reached out, and I just thought that being able to play in front of my family and my friends and being back at home was the best opportunity for me, as well as going to play for Coach Bailey, who is great and really understood what my goals were and helped me achieve them.
Pretty cool being able to play on a team that has the history that Drury does, and again, right across the street from where you went to high school.
Yeah, it was a super easy decision because I grew up watching Drury games, so it was really cool to be able to do that.
Well, tell us about your high school career too. You end up as the all-time leading girls basketball scorer in the city of Springfield. Talk about high school and how that helped kind of shape your professional career now.
Yeah, I had a really good high school career. I played with some of my best friends, which was my favorite part. Got to win a district title my senior year, which was probably one of the best feelings. I have this scoring record, which is always super, super cool. But I loved my high school career. I mean, being able to be with coaches that helped me get to where I am, opening the gym at 6 in the morning, staying after practice, letting me come in on the weekends, just helping me be as successful as I am. And I played great competition. I played Bella Fauntleroy, India Green. I played people like that really helped shape me and get me ready for college basketball, which ultimately got me ready to play overseas.
A lot of the players, the great players from this area, played summer basketball, AAU basketball. Did you do that? And if so, with whom did you play?
Yeah, I played for 2 different teams in high school. So I played for a team out of Wichita, and then I ended my AAU with Team St. Louis, and they were in the Adidas gauntlet.
Some really good.
Yeah, good players, good teams.
Yeah, I played for great coaches, great organizations. I think on the CIA team, almost all of us went to college to play. Almost all of us on Team St. Louis went to play college basketball. So it was really, really cool. I got to play with really good people and against really, really good people.
Fantastic. So, what are your plans now? Are you helping somebody coach right now, or are you just getting ready physically for the grind of professional basketball?
I work currently at Shoot 360, so I do floor coaching there. I do personal trainings, and then I do train before, after, sometimes during, while I'm at work. Shoot 360 gives me a really, really good opportunity because there is the guns and the half court, the skills courts that I can use. So sometimes when I'm at work, I'm getting up a whole bunch of shots, which super grateful to them for letting me be able to do that.
And then, what is the goal after the basketball ends, as far as playing wise? What do you want to do after that?
I would like to get back into coaching in some form. Not too specific. It could be college, AU, high school. And then I want to start my own basketball training company, see how that works out. So staying in basketball as long as I can.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff. So, Mikailya, obviously, this has been a good area basketball wise for you. What, in your travels and some of the teams you've played on, how do you kind of rate this area? I know you played with teams and, girls in Kansas or in St. Louis and in Wichita. How do you kind of look at the basketball being played in this area, high school wise?
I think it's just as a competitive. It's a little different. Gym availability is a little different. I think that's the biggest thing. But I think it's just as competitive, especially when I was in high school. And you can only see it growing, especially when I coached and we'd have like elite camps and kid camps. You could see basketball start to grow here. So I think it's up there with them. A little different playing styles, which is normal in different places. But I loved playing here. I think it's going to be a growing opportunity for girls here. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to watch it. But I think it's just as competitive.
Hey, Mikailya, what was one or two things that you learned coaching under Maddie Wallace? Because what a great year you guys had last year. Just what a great run. She's had and of course she was your coach. I mean, there's just been so many things there. What'd you learn under Maddie last year?
I definitely learned a lot. I think one of the biggest things I learned from her was she knew, as well as I did before I did, that I wasn't done playing. So she would help me read and understand some things in the game that as a player you don't see. but then as a coach, you can see it on the sideline. And I think it gave me a different perspective about playing. And I think I put that over to Portugal when I did play and tried to apply it. So I think that's the biggest thing is she tried to help me learn from a coach's perspective to put it back into playing. And then I would say another thing is being able to talk to players, like how to talk to certain players, how to get the best out of people. So I think that's a big thing. And I think she tries to be as player-oriented as she can be and be successful. Because we had a great year in her first year, and I think they're going to have another successful year with her and in Coach Hannah Woodcock. They're a great coaching staff together. And I think with their GAs that played with her, they're going to get as much as I did in the learning aspect. And it's kind of a learn as you go kind of thing. She gave me some opportunities to coach some reserve games, which I think really helped in the coaching aspect because that's what I want to do after this. So I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot in the 8 or 9 years that I've known her.
So we'll ask that same question about your 4 games you played professionally last year. What you learned and what you take into your first full season of pro ball in Portugal.
I learned that you really have to just let the flow of the game kind of let it come to you. It's different. You can't really play one-on-one basketball, and being able to be as productive as you can without trying to do a lot is helpful. And then I think just the aggression of it, like being able to get in the weight room more and get stronger, get faster is probably the biggest thing I learned. It's just so physical, but you really have to play through a lot of it. So being able to fight through contact, finish through contact, they full court press one-on-one, and they're super aggressive in the full. So if I'm the point guard, being able to bring the ball down and be able to set my team up is really important.
Very good, Mikailya. Again, congratulations on this. We're so proud of you and wish you the best of luck in your first full season of pro basketball.
Thank you.
Mikailya Brooks, going pro, going to Portugal, Southern Beach town in Portugal. That doesn't stink at all, man. It's playing once a week, couple of practices a week. Oh, man, what a great place to go. So congratulations to Mikailya, and we'll wish her the best of luck going forward. That's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And here it is, Springfield native, the all-time leading scorer in Springfield High School basketball from Central. Played at Drury and coached at Evangel. So she's made the rounds here in Springfield. She knows the game, and I'm sure she's going to have a good career.
Oh, absolutely. She will. She's a scorer. She's going to get after it. But I like what she said about letting the game come to her. Don't do too much. That European basketball is just a little different, a little bit more structured than kind of the one-on-one play here in the United States. And so she'll just learn so much by playing in that style that she can bring it back to the States when she starts her coaching career, of which she certainly will. All right, we're going to take a break on the show. Coming up next, Tom, what we got coming up next?
Well, Travis Vokolek.
Yes.
So we've got one athlete that's just starting her pro career and another athlete who just ended his professional career. And we'll talk with Travis, the former Kickapoo great, about his retirement announcement, the injury that cost him his NFL career. We'll do that when we come back. It is the opening drive brought to you by Play It Again Sports. Back after this on ESPN The Jock. Going out of town? Take ESPN The Jock with you at 969thejock.com. You can hear the best of the Ozarks with Chef Tiny, Full Throttle with Craig Stagner, or The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. ESPNthejock.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Dutton with Abacus.
And I'm Abe. Bill, when people hear accounting firm, what do they usually think?
Taxes, bookkeeping, basic compliance.
That's not the full picture with Abacus.
Not even close. At Abacus, accounting is just the foundation. We also provide CFO services, strategic business planning, controllership support, and even HR services.
HR surprises people. Why would we offer that?
Because your people and your numbers are connected. Hiring strategy, compliance, payroll structure, it all impacts profitability and growth.
So instead of juggling multiple advisors, our clients get one coordinated team that understands their entire business.
And that guidance helps our clients make smarter decisions.
Schedule a time to meet with an Abacus professional today. Visit us at abacuspro.com or call 417-823-7171 to learn more.
All right, there's your new AC unit. You should be all set.
What do you mean, should be?
Yep, you should be all set. Thanks and good luck.
And that's when you realize it wasn't such a good idea to go with one of the guys who had the AC unit for cheaper. Rogersville Heating and Cooling won't just chuck it in a truck, plug it in, and leave. They take the time to install and quality check everything they do, so you can come home to comfort with Rogersville Heating and Cooling. RogersvilleHVAC.net.
Summer road trip season is here. Before you hit the highway, visit CNC Automotive. Right now, get a free oil and filter change with any shocks and struts replacement. New shocks and struts can help improve ride quality and handling for all those summer miles ahead. And don't forget the heat. Save 25% on a complete AC system check and service during CNC Automotive's summer special. That's a free oil change with shocks and struts replacement, plus 25% off AC service. Call CNC Automotive today and get summer ready.
Missouri's laws are clear. Unregulated gaming devices are illegal. Companies have been telling businesses that gray market machines are legal. That's wrong. Don't be scammed. If you have these devices at your business, you could be subject to criminal and civil penalties. Unplug and remove these devices today.
If you've been approached to host illegal gaming machines, call now 800-523-1434 or visit ago.mo.gov. Sponsored by the Attorney General's Office.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the opening drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, we're hard coming in there. So I sorry about that, Tom. We're not, I'm out here at the country estate today, so I didn't really get an opportunity to coordinate with you on that. So my apologies, Tom. My apologies. I stepped over you.
Not a problem. I didn't give you the cue there.
I'm going to give you, if you can see this, I'm going to give you a yellow card. There you go. You got a yellow card for that.
That means I get to continue the show, but one more and I'm out, right?
You got cautioned. Okay, there we go. All right.
2 of those and I'm out of the show today.
That's true. You got your first one, but we're on the downhill slope of this show, so you should be okay.
All right. Hey, great guest on the line with us right now. Former Kickapoo great athlete, played both football and basketball at a very high level, went on to Rodgers to start his athletic career and then transferred over to Nebraska before starting his NFL career with Baltimore and then finishing it with the Arizona Cardinals. Travis Vokolek is joining us on the program right now. A big announcement, of course, last week that he is, in fact, retiring from the game due to the injury he sustained last year. Travis, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Kind of a tough announcement last week, obviously, for all of us here, but especially you. Kind of fill us in on what took place.
Yeah, obviously not how I wanted to end my career, especially because I felt like
having some problem with his connection there. Travis, we got an issue with your phone connection. Is there a way you can move or see if we can get a little better connection to talk to him here? You there, Travis?
You got me now?
Yeah, that's better.
All right, sorry about that, guys.
No worries.
Yeah, tell us about the announcement again. You were cutting out.
Yeah. So obviously not how I wanted to end my career. I felt like I was finally getting in a role in Arizona, starting to play more on special teams and really playing well on fourth down. Really accepting my role in special teams and just had an unfortunate hit. It was just a normal hit on a kickoff return against the Colts. I believe it was week 5 or 6, where just was blocking the guy on kickoff return, and we just went helmet to helmet, and body went fully numb. And very fortunate and thankful that it wasn't worse than it was. But messed up my neck pretty good. Was in a neck brace for a while, and went and saw a bunch of doctors and specialists over the past couple months, and they made it pretty apparent that I wasn't going to be again, which was very tough news to hear right away. But I'm very thankful and blessed it was not worse. I can walk, and I kind of look at every day a little different now that I've gone through this experience, and it's truly a blessing to just be able to wake up and walk and do everyday things that I can't take for granted. So that was a couple months ago when I really kind of found out I wasn't going to be playing again, and then with camp and everything starting up, I figured I should go ahead and get a statement out there, just so people aren't asking why I'm not at camp or what my plans are and stuff. So I figured I'd get that out there, but I'm really at peace with it. Like what I said in my statement, I feel like I really, I truly left everything out there. And, the NFL is a cutthroat business where you go out there and you can lose your job every day. And, you got to show up and do your best every day. And I felt like truly, poured everything I had into it. So I'm at peace with everything. I'm thankful. It wasn't worse than it was. And now I'm back in Missouri, kind of trying to figure out what's next, and just taking some time to really figure out what I want to do and settle down. And like I said, kind of excited to see what's this next chapter is going to be in my life.
So you visited doctors and neurologists since the injury sustained last year, and they kind of recommended this decision to you.
Yeah, it was, I think I met with over probably 5 or 6 different doctors and specialists, and they all said the same exact thing. They said, you're not playing again. It's just not worth it. There's more to life than football,
sure.
Which is, it's so true. I've got, my wife, and we got 2 crazy dogs that I got to take care of all the time. And, there's just more to life than football. And, like what I said, I feel like I truly gave it everything. So I've got no regrets at all. And, it is what it is. So, obviously upset, but, very excited to kind of figure out what's next. And, I played in the NFL, and a lot of people dream about doing it, and I was lucky enough to actually do it. So I was very fortunate to play 3 years, and, so.
Yeah, Travis, I was just going to echo that. I mean, you did get the opportunity to play in the NFL, which is it's a club that not very many people get to do, especially from around our area. When we see a Springfieldian achieve what you achieved, which one of your old we got people from around here who's gone to the NBA now, those type of things. That's a rarity, right? MLB, same thing. It's a rarity. So you've kind of achieved the pinnacle of your playing career. But the fact that you said, hey, I left it all out there, you're at peace with it, that's awesome too, because that takes a lot too, to know when to shut down. And that's a scary deal. Anything neck related, that's a scary deal.
Yeah. It was super scary. And, it was just a childhood dream of mine to play in the league. And, the fact that I can say I did it and have no regrets of doing it is awesome. And I was just very fortunate to be able to achieve that dream.
Well, there's certainly some memories that you will have from your NFL career. I do remember a game watching you on TV when you were with Baltimore, scoring a couple touchdowns. I'm sure that's one of the highlights of your career.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That first year in the league, going undrafted, I really thought that I should have been drafted. I had a little bit of chip on my shoulder going into camp, which it's all I needed was an opportunity, and I felt like I took advantage of that. Being able to go out and put good stuff on film, and it wasn't only the touchdowns. It was the blocking and, the special teams and all that other stuff that, I was super proud of as well. And I felt like got me a opportunity to, be signed to Baltimore's practice squad and then continue to develop that whole year. And, I tell stories to family and friends, being on the practice squad in Baltimore was not an easy task. I was going up against Jadeveon Clowney every single day. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, going up against the best of the best, every single day, just getting my behind whooped. And, those practices in Baltimore, it was a grinder every single day. I really felt like I truly, continued to develop and continued to get better every single day in Baltimore. And, Coach Harbaugh did a great job helping me with that. And, all the other coaches, our tight end coach that we had out there, it was just echoed every single day. All you need is an opportunity, continue to get better every day. And then Arizona came in, towards the end of the season and wanted to sign me to the active roster. And I was super stoked to do that. And I got the call. It's kind of a crazy story. It was my wife and I were getting ready to go to bed. It's a Tuesday. They make a lot of the cuts and signings on Tuesday in the NFL. So it was like a late Tuesday night, and it was probably 10:30, 11. And I got the call that, hey, Arizona's going to sign you active. And I was on a plane the next morning at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was super quick. And then I got out there and finished the season out there. And Arizona was a lot different than Baltimore, as you can imagine. The heat and just it's kind of interesting to see how NFL teams run practices and stuff differently. They were complete opposites. So it was looking back on it, it was the best time of my life the past 3 years. I've had so much fun with it, and it stinks that it ends this way, but like I said, I'm super at peace with it, and just very fortunate to have been able to play the past 3 years.
So, Travis, what before I ask about what the future plans are, what was your degree in at Nebraska?
Yeah, so I got my degree in child, youth, and family studies, and then I got my master's in youth development. At the time, I was thinking probably going to teach and coach. Still not sure what I'm going to do. Kind of still have interest in that. Also have interest in, strength and conditioning stuff. But I enjoyed doing that stuff. So, the past 6 months, I haven't really been able to do anything. I've been kind of going crazy, just sitting on the couch, not being able to work out. And that's been hard because I really enjoy, working out and lifting weights and doing that type of stuff and physical fitness. So I've got a lot of interest in that too. So, I've got some time. I'm going to sit here and talk with my wife and family and kind of figure out what I want to do next, but definitely going to take some time to think about it.
Of course, your dad has been a longtime coach, still at Northwestern, correct?
Yep, still at Northwestern. They start up camp, I believe, next week. So he's excited, and every time I talk to him, it's he's loving it, and we always are talking about NIL and how it's just completely changed college football. So, but no, he's super excited. He's there for another year, and they just got a new stadium. I don't know if you've seen the stadium.
Yes, beautiful,
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's awesome. It looks like when what was this? My second to last year at Nebraska, we went over to Ireland, and we actually played Northwestern in Ireland. And the stadium we played in was a soccer stadium, and that's kind of what their new stadium reminds me of.
Yeah.
It's got like a roof on the top. It's not closed, but it looks more like a soccer stadium. But it looks pretty sweet. So probably take a trip up there and go watch a couple games with him, and hoping that they have a good season this year.
Hey, Travis, want to ask you a little bit about that, the NIL era, because you're kind of out of that part, obviously. Tell me what your thoughts are on how that has changed college football or college athletics in general.
Yeah, it's definitely changed it. My last year at Nebraska was kind of the start of it. And, we weren't getting what these kids are getting now, which is it's crazy. You got guys that are making more money than rookies in the NFL are. So, I mean, if I'm a college kid, I'm staying in college as long as I can before getting to the league or, having to get a job in the workplace. But, no, I think there's good from it. I think that these kids deserve to be paid. I just think there needs to be some regulation around it. It's just been crazy the past couple of years with guys, going to one school, getting paid, then just leaving to go to the next. It's there's no loyalty is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know. I think there's, like everybody's got their own opinion. I think there's good from it. I think there's bad from it. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what, kind of continues to develop from it. And what the NCAA and these universities, kind of decide to do to regulate it. But it's been interesting to watch for sure.
We're talking about the Bears heading down to Texas A&M to open their season in the NIL era. Who knows what we have, right? And you got Texas A&M scheming for a team with a new coach who doesn't know who we have in those kind of things. So I think it does give some of the what we call the mid majors. I don't like referring to that, but the FBS schools are not Power Fours. A little bit of an upper hand if they can get some good transfers in and they can have a winning season like kind of the Bears did last year. Yeah,
and that's I'm super excited to watch the Bears this year. Coach Woods, I've been paying attention to them for the past couple of years, and they've obviously with my dad and Coach Allen being there in the past. We grew up Bears fans. We grew up around Missouri State football, so I'm so super excited to see how they do this year. And it's like what you said. It's tough, with a new coach coming in, and it's the same. Not just at Missouri State, but other schools around the country where you've got, say you got kids coming in that, are going to have a great season. They've got one great season. Well, now this kid is getting recruited by everybody in the country and they're offering him way more money.
Yeah.
They're going to leave. So it's just, there's no loyalty and it's really tough. And that's not the kid's fault. I think there's a lot of different aspects that you can look at it from in a situation like that. But yeah, it's tough, especially with those SEC schools, with them opening up at Texas A&M. That's going to be an awesome atmosphere for the team to experience. It'll be a pretty cool place to play their first game this year.
So Travis, any thoughts? Maybe I know you got the teaching background, the coaching background, possibly with the family. Maybe broadcasting. Is that possible?
I don't know. I really am leaning more towards the coaching deal right now. But you never know. I could somehow figure out. I have interest in broadcasting, and I just got to sit here and take some time and really think things through, and just kind of take a deep breath and be excited about what's in the future. So I don't know. We're gonna take some time. My wife and I and family, and we're gonna figure some things out. But no, that's something that would be a lot of fun if I did decide to get into that.
It's a lot better in air conditioning, Travis. The workouts, the practices outside and the heat. Broadcasting, we're spoiled. You get food, you get fed, you're in air conditioning all the time. Toughest thing is doing a little prep for a game. That's the hardest work.
You guys do a good job.
Hey, you had a chance to play with some great players, not just in the NFL, but Nebraska, the tight end rooms at both Baltimore and Arizona, man. You've had some guys to play with, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been very, very fortunate to play with, guys who I consider the best in the league. Starting out in Baltimore, I played with Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, Charlie Kolar. Those guys are unbelievable tight ends in the league, and they do everything the right way. The prep, Mark really showing up to work every day with Mark, he showed me what it meant to be a pro. The way he takes care of his body, the way that he preps for games, the way that he's always just prepping for, the physical aspect of the game, the mental aspect of the game. As a young guy coming in, young rookie, seeing a guy who's been in the league for a while, who's considered one of the top tight ends in the league, I walked in and I said, I want to be like that guy. I want to do what that guy does. So, being a rookie coming in and seeing everything that he was doing, it made me want to be like him. And, I had aspirations of playing the way that Mark does. So that made my transition to the league really easy, is having him and, not only Mark, but Charlie and Isaiah, having them in that room, kind of showing me what to do and how to do it, made my transition really easy into the NFL. And, Charlie's with the Chargers now. He just got paid big time. Isaiah's with the Giants now. He just got paid big time. Mark is re-signed with the Ravens. So all those guys are doing really good and having really successful careers, and I can't wait to see how they play this year. And then like what you said, I got a lot of other great tight ends in Arizona. Trey McBride is a beast. That guy is unbelievable. And same way with how, Mark prepared. Trey prepared in a very, very awesome way to watch, the physical aspect, the mental aspect. He's very smart and, he's a beast. So he's considered one of the top tight ends in the league too. So, there's a couple other guys in the room, Elijah Higgins, Tip Ryman, who, Tip, I consider the best blocking tight end in the league. So and he's younger than me. So, having him come in and, watching how he prepares and watching how he works on his craft was really cool too. And, he unfortunately got hurt this past season, pretty badly. And I think he's going to be ready to go this year. So I'm excited to watch them. And, Elijah is a really good receiving tight end too, just like Trey. So, I've been very fortunate to watch how, these guys be pros and how they prepare and how they, just continue to stay healthy every week. And it's because of how they prepare, on the physical aspect of things. And a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people think that NFL guys just, all right, we go through the week, we show up on Sundays and we play. They have no idea how much preparation goes into a game. And it's been very awesome to play with guys who are considered top tight ends in the league. And I've been very fortunate to be around those guys. So it was an awesome experience. And, on the other side, they're great football players, but they're great human beings too. And that makes it super enjoyable and super fun to show up to work every day. And to go to practice. And, the season is long in the league, and there's good days, bad days, good weeks, bad weeks. And when you've got good people around you, it makes it super enjoyable. So also, super fortunate to have been around really good people as well.
Well, very good, Travis. We've enjoyed the visit. Wish we could continue this for another half an hour or so, but we'll have to let you go here. Look forward to maybe keeping up with you during the football season here, if you don't mind. Just kind of get your thoughts on what's going on in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever you guys want me on, I will hop on. I really enjoy talking with you guys. So
awesome, Travis. Yeah, we definitely will have you on, my friend.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Travis Vokolek, former Kickapoo standout, went to Rodgers for a couple seasons, Nebraska, and then obviously in the NFL. Big decision last week on his retirement. Tough decision there, but we wish him all the best. If he gets into coaching, he's going to be a great coach. He's just got that background, just success across the board in his athletic career.
I think he'll have a coaching spot very quickly. He'll probably take some time off this year with his family, but knowing the connections that Travis has in this world now, in the world of football, he definitely won't be. He'll have people knocking at his door. Let's put it that way.
No doubt.
But that's great, man. I tell you what, he made the right decision. I mean, you got to do what you got to do for your body, and I'm glad that he's healthy. That's the number one thing. All right. We got our final break of the show here on the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock. More to come after this, sponsored by Play It Again Sports.
Your takes, your teams, your town. From hot stove baseball to big deal or not a big deal. Mornings belong to the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock. Don't just listen, be part of it.
Life's stressful enough, so when something unexpected happens, it's that much worse. That's why it's important that you're covered by Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent David Kinsman. He's not your typical insurance agent. He will fight for you. He's also a local and understands his community. Whether it's home and auto insurance to life and business, he has you covered on all fronts. So when something happens, don't sweat, because David Kinsman has your back. Google David Kinsman, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance today.
Every business owner wants to be the hero, closing sales, fixing problems, taking care of customers, and somehow marketing the business too. You're not three people, so stop stressing like you are. You don't have superpowers, and human cloning isn't quite a thing yet. That's where we at Fuse 32 come in. We handle your website, social media, digital ads, and a whole lot more in-house. That way, you can focus on what you do best. Fuse 32. There's nothing we can't do. Fuse32.com.
Make a difference with QPS. A backpack filled, a classroom prepared, a student ready to learn. Through their support of Clear the List, QPS Missouri is helping local teachers and families get the supplies they need for a successful school year. It's all part of the QPS effect, creating positive change right here at home while helping advance the future of medicine through clinical research. Learn more about upcoming QPS clinical research opportunities at 417studies.com or call 417-831-2048. Join the QPS effect today and make a difference in ways you never thought possible.
Rev up your energy and fuel your body with the protein punch you've been craving. When it comes to nutrition, Highland Dairy has a wide range of locally made products. Discover tasty ways to a stronger, healthier you with Highland's range of yogurts, smoothies, flavored milk, and cottage cheese. For parents with picky eaters and trendsetters looking to jump on the revival of cottage cheese, Highland has what you need to hit your protein goals. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Spring and summer storms in the Ozarks have been tough on your home. High winds, heavy rains, and hail can leave damage you may not see from the ground. For more than 20 years, ABC Roofing has helped Springfield area homes and business owners protect what matters most after the storms have passed. With honest inspections, quality work, and the highest level of integrity. If storms left you wondering about your roof, let the ABC team come take a look. ABC Roofing, keeping it simple for over 20 years.
If it matters in the Ozarks, it matters here. From Missouri State to the Cardinals and beyond, start your day with the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 on ESPN, The Jock.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Monday morning, it was all I hoped it would be.
Monday Morning Mayhem. It's early, it's loud, and it might be completely wrong, but that's half the fun. Let's overthink everything from the weekend. It's Monday Morning Mayhem on the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
Thomas, we can't go through an entire show without any mayhem. You know what I'm saying? There's some mayhem. There's always mayhem.
Keep thinking of the guy on the commercial, the Mayhem commercial.
Yeah, right.
You know, we got a little mayhem, no doubt about it. First off, a little Major League Baseball. Royals win yesterday over Detroit 5-4. Second straight win for Kansas City. Michael Massey goes yard. Nice. 2-run homer in the 8th inning for Kansas City. And your guy, Lane Thomas, with another home run.
Oh, keep getting that trade value going, buddy. Let's go. I'm Lane's biggest fan right now.
I know
get
you
something
are.
for him. He's on fire. Thank you, Lane, because you're going to get traded and give us something back in return.
Royals have today off, then they take on Minnesota on the road tomorrow, Tuesday.
So that's a big series for the Royals, and I know we're not trying to fight for any playoff. I'm not saying that, but it's a big series in the fact that you can make up some ground. You can salvage a season. Maybe we're working for a winning record at this point, not a playoff berth. Get this thing respectable. Try not to have 90 losses. So if you can go on a run here and make it respectable, that's kind of what they're going for right there.
St. Louis floundering a little bit. They lose to Cincinnati 5-3 in 10 innings. Cincinnati won this is their third straight road series that they won. Rob,
Wow.
Cincinnati starting to gel at the right time of the season.
Well, I know some of their players have been out. I know that. I mean, they've had some injuries, I know. So that's definitely good for them. But the Cardinals, as much as we've sat there all season sitting there going, oh man, these guys are doing above beyond what we thought they were going to do. They're still in position if they can just go on a little streak here and keep it rolling.
Well, the Cardinals 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Yeesh.
Not good. Burley went 3 for 5 with an RBI, and Herrera poked a home run. That's after he was hitless for about 3 games in a row. But Cardinals lose 5-3. They take on the Cubs tonight. One game, Cardinals now 1 game above 500, but they've got the Chicago Cubs for a series.
Are they home or away? Is it St. Louis?
I
can't remember. I had it up earlier because I was like, oh, wow, they're playing the Cubs. I think they're at the Cubs. Maybe not. Let's look at it here, huh? The old schedule today. Let's see. Today they are at St. Louis. There you go. So at St. Louis tonight. Looks like no, that's not right. That's yesterday. Sorry about that.
Do you have
St. Louis still? Yeah, at St. Louis still. Peterson gets Libator.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have a deer on the wall there in your place?
I don't know. Do I have a deer on the wall? I can't really tell from here. I'm looking in the sky. I can't really. Let me look around, see what.
There's a lot of books there, Rob.
My wife is a reader, and so we said we're going to invest in a library. So we've invested in a library. Actually, I got another see my staircase over there. I got a staircase goes up to the second level. There's a whole, if you look above here, there's a whole second level of books up above here. So that was a different angle than I had earlier in the show. I wanted to move around at the table so you can see a little different angle of the room.
People can see Rob's lodge. What do you call it again?
It's my country estate. It's my country estate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's my country estate.
So if you watch
Southern Christian County.
Yeah. If you watch on Facebook or YouTube, you can see his books and rich mahogany wood that he's got, like the Anchorman.
We don't let many people into this sanctum right here. This is the inner sanctum of our estate.
Man,
right here.
Just do you have to be quiet in that room? Because it really looks like a library.
There's librarians in here. Just me in here. Rhett's room's next door though, so I can't go off yelling. His palatial estate's next door. So, but yeah, this is nice. You got the chandelier. Got the all the books on the wall. I mean, this section over here, I really like this section of books. Can't really point there, but that's one of my favorite sections.
Can you show us a different room tomorrow then?
I will. I will show you a different room of the estate tomorrow.
Okay.
Letting you guys a little in because I had the opening drive thing up. You've seen that.
Yeah.
I want to show you kind of how I live. Where I'm at.
Man, that's great. It's fantastic. I have not been there, so it's
not.
my first look at your estate. That's great.
You have not been here. Not many people have been here.
No. Hey, NFL training camps opening up. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh, yes. So we had our first Red Friday last Friday. Had Logan Weber come on and launched our first Red Friday. Each and every Friday we'll have a Red Friday segment talking Chiefs football. But yeah, they're reporting now. It's starting, and this is interesting what Travis Vokolek said. How the Ravens, he's going up against all those guys every day, number one defense, in the league. I keep forgetting that he was going up against the number one defense in the league every day in practice, right? And then he goes to Arizona, how it was done differently, how NFL teams do differently. I'd like to get him on again when we talk next time with Travis about the differences more in detail, because maybe we can get him on for one of our Red Friday segments,
sure.
Tom, where
yeah.
we can talk about What's it like playing for two NFL? He played for two NFL franchises. What's the difference between the two, other than the location, how they do things, the similarities? I'm assuming there's some similarities too, but the Baltimore Ravens have always been a very good franchise, very successful franchise. Arizona, not so. I mean, they've had their flashes in the pan, right? But what's the difference between the two? Now, for you, Tom, who watched the St. Louis Cardinals before they moved to Arizona, you know what the difference is. These St. Louisans know what the difference is. His name is Bidwell, but I would like to know what the inner workings, because coaching staffs are different.
Absolutely. Couple quick notes. PGA Tour, Jackson Koiven won the tournament this weekend, just edging out Scotty Scheffler. Big win there. NASCAR Brickyard 400.
Yeah.
Corey Haim was the winner. So that race is winding down.
Yeah. I tell you what, it's we're on the downstretch here. We think we're the last week of July now. School's going to be starting, football starting, changes of seasons. Thank goodness for the World Cup to get us through the summer, right? Now that that's over, then we can move on from that. All right, the music is playing. All right, thank you for joining me at the palatial, the country estate, Thomas. I appreciate it. I'll have you out sometime.
Man, I hope so. Look at that. I would spend all day in that one room.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow on the show.
Springfield weather on the Jock.
Happy Monday. It's a hot and sticky start to the morning in the 70s and 80s, on our way to the upper 90s and low 100s.